What's up, guys? Aaron here. Simon Says Farms, and it's that time. It's that time for the pigs to go away. So as some of you might know, we try to raise as much of our own food as possible, stay as close to our food as possible. There's some of our food talking to us now. It's as natural as you can get. We got the goats. The ducks won't stop. We've got the goats for the milk, which we make the lotion and the soap out of. We do some cheese for us. We do milk consumption almost 6 months out of the year, all goat milk. And then we also raise some ducks, chickens, and now pigs. And these piggies are heading off to the butcher. So they're about 5.5, 6 months old. We have to load them up on the trailer tonight because tomorrow they head off to the butcher. Professionals, butchers, send them up there. I've got all the math and all the costs and everything it took to raise out 4 pigs for 4 families that I'm gonna break down for you probably at the end of this video. If not, depending on how this video goes, it'll be in the next video, so stick around. Step 1 in today's process is going to be to load the pigs in the trailer the night before. You don't wanna try to load them up at 5 a.m. in the morning because I got a feeling they're not gonna want to go into the trailer. So the trailer's over there. It's actually been sitting there. They've been able to see it for like a week. So hopefully they won't be too scared of it and we'll be able to get them in. We're gonna bribe them with a little bit of food. You actually don't feed them the day before they go to slaughter, so they did not get any food today. They're probably not happy with me. I will spray them down, I will clean them, I'll do all that later tonight. It is hunting season. It's actually opening day. That view is so much better. Yeah, it's opening day, so we were down in the woods this morning, and now I'm gonna go back tonight for a night hunt, and then once the sun goes down, we're gonna come back down here. Pigs are a mess. They got clean this morning, but by the afternoon, they're a mess. Yeah, we'll come back over here and we'll start loading them up. We'll move the trailer over. We'll get it as close as we can to here, remove the door, and have to try to guide them in nicely so nothing silly happens and they don't start running around the woods. Now I'm thinking they weigh about 170, 80 pounds, maybe 180, 190. That's live weight. We don't know what hanging weight's gonna be. We'll figure that out when we get there. And then 4 or 5 days later, after they let them hang and process, we'll go back up and we'll cut and wrap and bring it all home. The bacons and the hams, they will keep because they will smoke them for us. And I'll have to go back for them at a later date because that's not done that quickly. And I will break all of that pricing down again. It won't be exactly the same for you because your butcher might charge more or less, but at least you'll get to see it in some fancy spreadsheet like over my face at some point in this video. We just finished off. It lined up perfectly that yesterday I kept about 3 pounds of food, just enough to get them into the trailer. But it just finished off the last 250 pounds of food I made the other day. So this number here is how many pounds of food they ate in the 5.5 months they were here. So, I mean, we could break that down, take that number and divide it by 4 pigs. But next year we are gonna fix up the feeder. They do spill a lot with this feeder. We're gonna get a feeder with doors, so they have to put their snout under it, lift it up and eat, and then it falls down. Less flies and less throwing food because they like to put their snout in and throw the food all over the place. So that's it for now. We'll be back when it's time to load them up. Oh, my knees. Oh my gosh, my knees. Oh. We probably should have done this during the day.
Want to bring a studio light out?
Yeah, possibly. We might have to. Okay, attempt number like 7. It's not going well. Pigs don't want to go in the trailer. So now we got to try another technique.
I just hope this is the right width for the side.
Yeah, we'll soon find out. Okay, that was not fun at all. It was super difficult. We even YouTubed a couple ways to get them in there. It was not easy, but they're in and we're heading off in the morning. so glad we got the pigs in there last night. Like I said, it was super difficult. It took us almost an hour and a half. It was not easy. It was muddy. It was just, it's not, Google it. Google or YouTube how to load pigs in a trailer. It's never easy unless you start like a week ahead of time and they start using the trailer as their pen, which is what we should have done. So now let's get Jake on the bus, get off to where we gotta go, drop them off, and then wait a couple days and they call us back. That's pretty much it. Plenty of room everywhere, right?
Oh, yeah.
So it's all cleaned up. It's not easy, just so we all know. Growing our own food and going through this process isn't 100% easy, but we know it's the best quality meat product we can. Whoa, Army helicopter. Super low, right on top of the trees. Yeah, it's the best quality meat product we can raise for our family. So we do it, we go through the process. We love the animals while they're here, and they're off. So today is the day they went to the butcher, they're gone. We cleaned out their whole pen. They ruined it a little. They did. Pigs are very destructive. Look at this. So we metal wrapped all our posts, but they chewed through the metal and into the post, right? So I gotta fix this because they were starting to destroy that one. They actually have another one over here that they broke up a little bit. So we gotta fix that before pigs go back in, but what's gonna come in here soon is chickens. So the chickens we're growing out in the garage are only about 2 weeks old. They're still too little. They'll try to get through this. So once they get a little bit taller and they can't make it out of the bottom, we're gonna convert the pig nipples over to chicken waterers, and the chickens are gonna live in here as they grow out, the meat chickens. We may have to cover this because I don't want the birds to fly. So we'll see how that is. Right now we're flooding our trough over here to clean it up for the pigs, to get all the rest of the pig stuff out. All the rest of their old feed. They if you watched that time lapse you just saw, most of what I was cleaning there, yeah, a little bit of pig poop. Most of their poop ends up, let's put that over there. There we go, let's flood it like that. Most of their poop ended up here near my feet. The feed was back there, but they waste a ton of feed, and then it got wet and it got stuck under their feeder. So we got all that cleaned out. Everything's good. The butcher said 4 days for hanging weight. So they'll get the hanging weight, they'll weigh them out, all that stuff. So the meat will I don't know what that word is called, but after you go from the slaughter to the butcher process, there's a 4-day wait period. So on Monday, we will go up there and cut it all up and then get a total as to what we got from raising out 4 pigs. Welcome back. It's been about 4 days since we dropped off the pigs and they are ready. So today we head back up there in a little bit to get our pigs. So this is the point where you have to prepare. What type of meat are you looking for? Do you do a lot of roasts? Are you looking for the whole loin as one big piece? Thank you, ducks. Do you want hams? Do you want them to smoke the hams? Do you want some bacon? I mean, that's why we all do this. The bacon's the best. So that stuff takes time, and they need to know that when you're there. So they'll start the cutting process before we get there, but they won't cut anything down because they don't know the answers to those questions. So there's a couple things here we need to bring with us. Coolers. We have lots of coolers. These are coolers that we collect from frozen food that used to get delivered. This butcher paper, if you don't have butcher paper, you don't need it. You can use normal old plastic wrap. That's a commercial grade plastic wrap. It's a huge one. Wrap it up real good and then Ziploc bag it. That's the approach we like to use. But really, today we're gonna do butcher paper, write on it with a marker so we know. Unfortunately, what I don't have here, and I gotta text the rest of the team, is I don't have any Scotch tape to tape the butcher paper closed and write on it. So I'm gonna text one of those guys, see if they have a roll of like the 1-inch thick, half-inch thick Scotch tape to go on there. Not Scotch tape, what am I doing? Definitely not sponsored. Masking tape is easier because masking tape, you'll be able to write on it and get an idea of what you put in there. So coolers, lots of them. Technically, do you need ice? Yes. But really, it's all cold right now. It's in his fridge. The whole room you're gonna be working in is pretty much refrigerated. It's cool. You're gonna get it all cut, put it in a cooler, get it home, figure out where you're putting it. Now our ride's 45 minutes. In the cooler, it's not gonna jump in temp too much. I do have a couple bags of ice. I'm gonna bring some. So you do wanna think about the ice, keeping it cold, how you getting it home without it getting too hot. So that's it. What type of cuts? How are we gonna package it up? Coolers, things like that. How do we keep it cold? But the last one that I totally forgot about over the last couple of weeks is where are we gonna put it when it gets here? So we have this huge freezer, but unfortunately it's full with goat milk and other food. And then we have this freezer, which is also filled with goat milk, and this one, it has a little bit of room. So we're gonna have to make some room. I might have to eat something. I don't even know if you can see me now with this very bad lighting. We might have to pull some things out that are just super, super old and not worth keeping. So in other words, I've got some freezer cleanup to do, which I'm gonna start with right now to hopefully make room. Let's do some math. So I had 2 pigs that weighed about 200, say 220, maybe 200 a piece before they went in. So that's 400 pounds. After the processing, they're gonna go down to about 180 pounds a piece, I'm guessing, 160. That's high end, 160 pounds a piece. Then what type of meat are we looking at? Are we doing a lot of ground pork, which we like for burgers and meatloafs and chilies and things like that? Then you're taking no bone home, so we get rid of that weight. I'm guessing when we come home and I stand on a scale with one of these coolers and we do some math, it'll tell me how much weight I brought home. I'm guessing I'm bringing home, and I'm bringing home a pig and a half. Half of it's going to Kevin, and then the other pigs are the other 2 families. So I'm gonna guess, here's my guess, that I'm gonna bring home about 180 pounds of pork after I weigh on the scale. That's a pig and a half. That's my guess. 200-pound pig after process. Should probably get me about 150, 140, no, maybe a little less, 140 pounds out of that pig. And the other one, half of the pig, 200 minus the process, 150, cut that in half, 75. So yeah, I'm thinking right in that. I should come home with anywhere between that, 180. We'll stick with the 180 because it's 1.5 pigs. 180 of edible meat. Obviously, if I keep a roast with the bone in it, like a pork butt with the bone still in it, you're not gonna eat that bone, but you need that. You need that bone there for the pork smoking. And then we'll come back in another video. All right, So we're
And
leaving
we'll talk
soon.
about
We're gonna
the
head
whole
up there.
recap
I'll
of the whole
record a little
process
bit. So
and
this
what
is
it
my
costs
disclaimer
and how
right
much we
here.
got and how
that
much
you
did
may
we
end up
basically
seeing
pay
the
per
pigs
pound.
not
That'll
alive
come
at
in a
this
different
point.
video.
But I don't know if they're gonna
So-
let me in the camera. We might just set it up on the table, do some time lapse as we package. But we'll come back here. Yeah, we'll be back in a bit. All right, they're in there. They're cutting it up. Javier went first. They're picking out what type of cuts he wants. Does he want ribs? Does he want a picnic roast? Does he want bacon? Does he want hams? We're gonna try to get in there to record a little bit, mostly time lapse, no audio, and see how it's going. What is that? Okay. So far, how much we got on here so far? Yeah, looking good. The tape job's epic. That's a good one. Yeah, that's half of one there. And then over here, we have this one here and this one here, which is all of the other pig. Rob's getting a little bit of fat back just in case we get a deer, or when we get a deer, you can mix some of that fat in. So we're trying to use as much as we can of the product. It took 2 hours to process 4 pigs. We're loading up the coolers now. We're gonna get out of here. So we actually broke down the math on the ride home without me standing on the scale. It came out to about $2.40 per pound for everything. That's buying I almost said cow. That's buying the pig, raising the pig, and going through the slaughter process and butchering and everything like that, the payments there. Now, we don't have all the meat here. That's why I can't stand on the scale. It wouldn't make sense because all the smoked meats take 2 more weeks to show up. So maybe after all the smoked meats come home, I'll do another video. So subscribe, hit the buttons down below. I now have to go find room to put all this in the freezer, like Tyler said, and we don't have any room. So neither does Javier. He doesn't have any room either. So we're gonna figure it out, or we're gonna eat a lot of pork for the next couple days. See ya.